For the past couple weeks or so, everyone on TikTok, YouTube, and Discord has been calling this the new biggest anime game, the new best one actually. But after 22 hours of grinding, I'm not so sure. We've seen dozens of overhyped releases fail within a week, tower defenses, fighting games, battle arenas, or just overall anime-inspired games. We've all seen them release, fail within a week. He hit 50k players, down to 100 players in like 2 weeks. But is this one actually a masterpiece, or is it just another cash grab? It's averaging really good, almost 200k players. They update decently, but I'm going to be talking about if it's an actual good game or just a cash grab, like I said earlier. I'm going to be breaking down the good, the bad, and what needs to change for it to continue or do better, exceed expectations. First, I'm going to be talking about the animations. Most animations in the game are very basic, unless you get far into the game, get some of the newer stuff. But if you're in C1 or just starting out, the punch, kick, the fruit, they're very basic. They don't. I'm not saying they look bad, but they're basic, which is not a bad thing or a good thing. It's very neutral. The dash is basic, the punch is basic. But let's get to when you get a thing, because right now I have Sukuna's melee, and it looks very good. It looks like they put time and effort into it. But that leads me to my next point. The only things that look nice, that have, I won't say look nice, because a lot of stuff looks nice in the team, but the only things that have look like they got actual time and effort put into it is the sword animations and the melee animations. Those are the only things that look like they took their time and crafted. As you can see in the bosses animations, I'm kind of counting that because you share the bosses animations whenever you actually get the melee or sword. But this is the main appeal to the game because they look very nice. They look like they put time, effort, and money into it. You can tell they bought really good people to do this. But like I said earlier, that's what got the good animations. Everything else is very lackluster. It's basic. You look at the melees, look at the sword stuff. They have such high highs, but everything else is such low lows. The islands, the NPCs, the non-boss NPCs, I'll say, they're very basic. They just run at you, attack. They're just, and that's all they do. They sometimes do have moves, but they're very basic and moves that you're not gonna have a second thought about. The boss animations look nice, but that's just the melees or swords with the bosses using it. But every other animation in this game looks very lackluster, I'll say. So I don't know, that's gonna bring the overall score of animations down from to a 7, which is really good. That's like, if you get a C on the test, you're really good. But you know, if you only put in this much effort to one thing but nothing else, it kind of brings it down, which is how it looks with this game. Next, I'm gonna be talking about the gameplay, not the gameplay loop. That's gonna be something right after this, but the gameplay itself. It's very basic. If you played block shoots, if you played any bandit beater on Roblox, you know the gameplay of this. It's level up, beat up bandit, go to the next place, keep doing the same thing, get stronger, do the same thing, beat boss, do quests, run back and forth, level up whatever your character, or upgrade your items, and roster and repeat. That's the gameplay. And I know I say roster and repeat, that kind of goes to the gameplay loop. The gameplay loop is very mind-numbing. It is something a child would like to do. It's not thought-provoking. You're not thinking when you're playing this. You're not thinking when you go get the quest over and over, or if you have on quest repeat, you just, then you're really just kind of sitting there and clicking your buttons, or having a tiny task do it for you. It's not thought-provoking. The gameplay loop is not thought-provoking. Yeah, it's alright, but I'm going to have to give the gameplay and the gameplay loop a 2, maybe a 1. It's because it's at least in block shoots you have these, I don't know, no, because block shoots is kind of the same thing, but I will say the quest and block shoots are a lot more, the side quests to get things are a lot better than this game. But one thing they did add to this game that's not really in block shoots, because they're two very different demographics, is a boss rush, which will bring it up from a 1 or 2 to a 3 or 4, depending on, like, you want to have give it some leeway. But the boss rush is really decent. It's kind of just, you can macro some of it. I've seen it, but it brings up a little bit. It gives something more to explore. Now, this would go in gameplay, but it's kind of not the same thing. But I'm going to be talking about objectives, like why you would want to keep playing the game. What will make you say, I just played it yesterday, or I played it an hour ago. I got to get back on. I want to get back on. I want to do this. I want to do that. But the objectives in this game are very, I want to say, tedious. Because say if you want to get a melee, you have to find an NPC, which isn't hard at all. Like, you could just look it up or whatever. But once you find an NPC, they give you a quest. And different quests differ clearly because some melees or swords are just better than others. But the quest would just be get X amount of this item. That's a very low drop chance from this boss that responds every 5 minutes. And once you pass that, it's collect X of this, X of this, and X of this. And sometimes it's kill X boss for not 4, but X amount of times. And that's very, like, tedious. It's just meant to keep you on the game for longer. It's not really anything good. And that kind of leads me into, like, the main objective of the game. Once you've hit max level, which I've got good traits, good clan, a decent melee, because I don't care about going to go get a better melee. I'm not playing this game good. I just want to do a video. But once you hit max level, the in-game content, the new updates are just getting new melee, getting new sword. It's nothing good. It's like nothing that's going to have you very excited other than seeing the cool animations for a little bit, doing maybe a little bit more damage if it's the new melee or sword is better, but that's about it. The events, I haven't played none of the events, but I've watched some videos. They're alright. It's kind of just fetch quests, but it's not like there's no reason once you get melee, get what you want, there's no reason to get back on the game, really. Which is why the player count for Sailor Piece is declining. It's going down. It was at 300, averaging 300k for like a couple weeks, but it's going down because people are getting the max level, and they're just, what now? Because what is now? There's nothing new to do other than get new melee. Now I'm going to talk about the character customization and your gameplay customization, like what you can do and change about your character to make you have the most amount of fun, which is really kind of what I was saying earlier. The melees, the swords, the stats, the accessories you can get, what you can do to your character, the rerolls, the clan. I will say they have very, like, the way they did it, like if you want to go sword, they have a clan for that, a clan for that, I believe. If you want to go melee, they have a clan for that. There's nothing's put very much over the other. You can go sword or melee, which is really good to me. But the way they have it set up is it's a gacha system. It's like a tower defense game where you have to spin to get the very low chance to get a chance to get the one you want. Because you can get the low chance one, you can get a low chance one, but might not be the one you want or the best one. And I don't think that's good for a game like this. It just encourages people to sit there and AFK all night and not actually play the game. People don't want to do that. They want good gameplay. They want to do things. It's a game. You're not supposed to just sit there and AFK. It's not a tower defense. But that's very bad to me. And the rates are super low. You will literally have to get hundreds of one clan reroll or race reroll just to get something decent that you like. Which I did. I AFK'd. I got to a decent level. I physically grinded against Sukuna, but after that's it. I want to experience, the good stuff in the game. So I just kind of AFK'd that night. Let it go all night while I slept. Woke up, got Overlord. I think Warlord. I got Overlord and the Warlord, and just said, well, that's whatever. What's new to that? What's next to do? But I do think the way they set it up to where nothing's put that much over the other than fruit. But we're going to talk about fruit in a little. But that's really good. Nothing should be put that much over the other in a PvE type game. But the rates are too low, and it shouldn't be a gacha system for rates for things like that. It should be a quest progression, or just, I don't know. I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be gacha. It just encourages macros and AFK, which isn't good. Now, for my final verdict, I'm going to say if it's actually really good or if it's just empty hype. And truly, I think Sailor Peace is a decent game. It, for what it wants to be, what it's trying to be, it's a good game. I won't call it a bad, it's not a bad game. It's just not a good game overall. Like, if you put Sailor Peace up to something like Fortnite, or, and I don't like Fortnite, I will say, I haven't played Fortnite in months, but the gameplay of Sailor Peace is something you play. It's not something you play. You don't sit there and grind. You leave it AFK while you go do something else. You play other games while Sailor Peace runs in the background. And what about people who play on phones? They can't AFK. They can't do this. It's very monotonous, and just, it's terrible to play with like this. You can't catch up because you can't AFK. But Sailor Peace is a decent game. It's a okay game, yeah. It's, for what it wants to be, it's an okay game. I do think it's a cash grab though. I will say it's just a cash grab. Everything very basic, but they got this one setup point, which is the animations. But it's okay game. What they could fix, which is making quests more interesting, bosses more interesting, better like overall animations for the game, more things to do after you hit max level. They should do that. I truly think they should add stuff like that. But if I go and rate Sailor Peace overall on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 5. It's not something you play. This isn't something you play. This is something you leave in the background while you play something else. And it's not like a tower defense game where you can come up with different strategies to overcome this objective. No. In a game like this, you just throw your head at the wall, see what works. Not even see what works. You just kind of throw your head at the wall and fight a boss. And do that over and over and over and over again. No one wants to do that. That's not intriguing gameplay. So yes, my final verdict, a 5 out of 10, and it is just overhyped. It doesn't deserve 100. It doesn't deserve 100k players at all to me.